Today, we will be analyzing the music to one of the most beautiful and action-packed Zelda games, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. So grab your sword and of course, very green hat, and get ready. Here we go! The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword is a 2011 interactive action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo for the Wii. Players take on the role of series protagonist Link through a series of overworlds populated by monsters and navigating dungeons, featuring puzzles and further enemies included dedicated bosses. The greater majority of gameplay mechanics revolve around the use of motion controls. In 2011, this included camera controls with the nunchuck and general hotkey actions and movement linked to the Wii remote. A high-definition remaster of the game, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD, was co-developed and released for Nintendo Switch in July of 2021. Now players can use the Switch Joy-Cons, which can be used with ease and have better reaction time. Not only are the visuals stunningly unique, plot amazingly thought out, and interactivity hyped up, I believe that the music is what really adds to the whole experience of this game. The music associated with Zelda and its main themes can be recognized by Koji Kondo's writing. But for this project, he stepped back and let his co-worker and beloved friend Mahito Yokota take over. Keeping the idea of the franchise's sound, Yokota had to tastefully come up with his own sound for the game. This is the original main theme that we all know and love from the original Zelda games. But each type of Zelda game has its own unique main theme, and Skyward Sword's main theme is no exception. Let's take a listen to when we first hear the theme. The first time the main theme is played, we hear a short string intro to set the mood. The actual melody is heard by then just two simple sounds in the key of D minor, using harp and voice. The sound is very serene and has a celestial vibe to it, hence the title, Ballad of the Goddess. The use of simplicity early on in the start of the game was a smart move from Yokota, as it helped the thematic development of the song later on in the game, with the help of the player. The song is used as a key in the game. The player must defeat levels or worlds in order to continue learning different elements of the song, which in turn enhances its harmonic language and orchestral value. Take a look at this example close to the end of the game, where the harmonic and orchestral elements are at their highest when it comes to the main theme's interactivity within the game. In terms of orchestral value, soft strings, triumphant horns, and diverse percussion are added to the harp and voice we previously were introduced to. The harmony also changes a bit. We have the melody repeated again, except the end ends on the dominant 5 chord of D minor, setting a half cadence and giving the player the feeling that the game isn't quite over yet. The final product of the main theme uses the beautiful full orchestral sound that Yokota was known for writing. The harp's melody was given to high strings and low brass, creating a more majestic and empowering sound. And the sound of that train-like, forward-moving percussion is then amplified with fast lines from the woodwinds. Take a listen. The music is super diverse and does an excellent job at immersing the player into the game. You can tell when and where you are in the game just by the music alone. Not only where and when, but also character and enemy interactions as well. The game, like other Zelda games, is based off exploring different locations. Usually there's a home base, which in this case is Skyloft, a forest, some type of volcanic area, and a desert. Each place has a unique sound associated with it, and within each place is its own soundtrack. Here we are in Skyloft. Notice how the music is very uplifting and homey with the use of some nice instruments like trombone, strings, flute, easygoing percussion, and lute to give that sort of medieval feel. What's great about walking around Skyloft is also the ambience of sounds. Notice the footsteps as well, changing from more muffled grass sounds to a clearer stone sound. The waterfall too can be heard in the back, creating a sense of where you are in relationship to other things in the game. Okay, so now we're in one of the zones of the game, the forest, which has a completely different soundtrack to the one in Skyloft. In these different type of zones, we meet enemies, which has an impact on the music. When a player interacts and locks in on a target, battle music will begin immediately. There is a high-pitched sound when the player locks in and lifts their shield, which gets rid of the forest music and brings in the battle music, which is more percussive and a little dark in sound. When a player hits or blocks an enemy, a tone pitch which matches the battle style is played. After all enemies are gone, a sort of ominous wind sound is played and the percussion goes into the final tag, which ends the battle music, and the forest music is slowly faded in, starting at whatever point it left off on previously. In this same scene, we can see another good interactive element that uses sound effects. When Link jumps into the water, a low-pass filter is added, muffling the sound of the music. Not only that, but layering also plays a part, as marimbas and other instruments are slowly added into the mix to give the player that underwater feeling. The amount of music and sound effects in this game are too much to show in just this one video, but I can give a quick overview. In total, the game has around 200 unique sound effects and around 154 composed songs, which can be categorized in the following categories. There are 4 menu and system songs, 14 introduction and themes, 44 event themes, 17 character themes, 50 location themes, 21 boss battle themes, and 4 minigame themes. Overall, this game is part of my childhood, so of course I'm biased when I say it's one of my favorite soundtracks today. If I did have some critiques about the music, I would say that much of the music, which of course is a lot already, is repeated and repeated fast. The tracks for the zones in the game are a bit short, so it can get a bit annoying and overwhelming if you're stuck in a zone in the game. That being said, I really do believe that the way that the game immerses its players is very well done, and at the end of the day, I would want to play this game again and again, and I would love every moment of it. And I think you would too. Thanks for watching!